Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Progressive presents Arizona Diamondbacks baseball. It's back home for an extended homestand that begins with 4 games against the Padres. It's a critical set with San Diego, concluding a busy trade deadline day. We've got game 1 next on D-Backs TV. Good evening from Chase Field. Steve and Bob, happy to be back with you. D-Backs GM Mike Hazen said today the club was very aggressive in trade talks and got very close to acquiring multiple pitchers. But with offense the priority today, Bob, they were able to get outfielder Lars Nootbaar from the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Lars Nootbaar over the course of his career. Really tough against right-handed pitching, which may lead you to believe there's going to be some kind of platoon out there on one of the outfield corners. But Lars Nootbaar seems to fit with the personality of this Diamondbacks team.
And this is not a rental. Nootbaar, a free agent after next season, so you get him for 1 more year. They give up Daniel Egan, among others, a 3rd-round pick 2 years ago out of Presbyterian College. You can see 4 games against the Padres, huge in the wild card race.
Absolutely huge. I mentioned it during the last homestand. The Diamondbacks, in all respects, are playing playoff baseball from now until the end of the regular season.
Got to get as many of these games as you can. They've got Brandon Pfaadt on the mound tonight, the subject of our progressive player profile. 5-0 in 6 starts since his return from Reno.
What a difference since coming back from Reno, a change in his mechanics, the way he winds up, and it really seems to work for him. 6 starts, a perfect 5-0 record.
First to 4 against the Padres is next. We'll take a short break. San Diego has their ace, Michael King, on the mound for the opener. We've got Jody Jackson and Mark Grace with the lineups after this short break.
Ryan Miller.
Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance, a grand slam for your budget. Visit progressive.com. By Jeep, there's only one. By Shamrock Farms, Arizona's hometown dairy. And by YRefi. Do you need relief from private student loan debt? Go to YRefi.com. Back here at Chase Field, and you heard Bob Brenly talk about it. Playoff baseball from now till the end of the season, and it has that feel in here tonight. It's the Diamondbacks and the Padres for 4 games. Jody Jackson alongside Mark Grace. Let's talk Padres first of all. Their offense was in a big-time slump up and down the lineup. That has all changed recently, hasn't it, Gracie?
Yeah, the first half of the season, Jody, this Padre offense, well, in a word, stunk. I mean, they were one of the worst offenses in all baseball. But boy, look at that second half. That is not the case anymore. These guys have all gotten hot at the same time. And because of that, the Padres are one of the hottest teams in all of baseball here in the second half.
Yeah, and it's been a couple of guys in the middle of that lineup, Ty France, Jackson Merrill, that have led the way. France in particular has been on a hot streak.
Yeah, he's hitting nearly 400 since the All-Star break, and he's just a big anchor right behind Manny Machado in the center of that lineup. And then we talked a little bit earlier, it's James McCann behind the plate today. It was supposed to be Gabby Moreno, but the good news is it's for all the right reasons. Is that right, Jody?
Yes, the birth of his 2nd child, and so we congratulate Gabby and family, and James McCann is inserted into that Trajan Wealth lineup, and it is a tough challenge. Michael King on the mound for the Padres, but the Diamondbacks will counter with that man, Brandon Pfaadt, who went 5 scoreless against the Padres back in July.
Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance, a grand slam for your budget. Visit progressive.com. By Chaz Roberts, serving you since 42. By Talking Stick Resort, Playcation is back. Stay in play with rates as low as $129. By Trajan Wealth, going above and beyond to help you build a secure financial future. And by Sanderson Ford. For the best play on a new vehicle, choose Sanderson Ford. Back home at last after what Tor Lavello called a very rugged 11-day road trip. They won 6 of 10 under challenging schedule and traveling conditions. And now for the first time since 2019, we have a season-long 10-game road trip spilling into a season-long 10-game homestand.
Well, we're going to enjoy the homestand much more so than the road trip, even though the D-backs played very well on that last road trip against the competition that they faced. And nobody you'd rather have on the mound right now than Brandon Pfaadt, one of the hottest pitchers in Major League Baseball. You see his numbers on the season, but you can really throw away the first half and the relief outings and just focus on his last 6 starts since coming back from Reno. He's a perfect 5-0. The team won his other start, even though he got a no decision.
Your Y-Refi starting pitcher stats on Brandon Pfaadt as he gets set to open up this 4-game visit against the Padres. And we get a look around the diamond at the D-back defense. That's provided by CarShield.
As they mentioned on the pregame show, a late switch as Gabby Moreno tending to baby number 2. James McCann takes over behind the plate. Not much lost as far as you look at the offense. An 8-game hitting streak for James. He's 16 for 29. That's a .552 average with 3 homers and 12 RBIs in his last 8 games.
Well, if I was asking Al Davis, he would say just win, baby. But I'm asking Bob Brenly, what are your Jeep keys to the game?
Well, since it's 110 degrees outside and the Padres are hot, they've won 8 of their last 10. We're going to try to cool them off. And for Brandon Pfaadt, just the opposite. We want him to stay hot. Brandon would prefer to have the roof open tonight. That's
well,
how hot he is.
There's plenty of heat outside. Want to cool off San Diego's offense, which has woken up all at once after slumping through much of the first half of the year, as Jody and Gracie were talking about a moment ago. Padres have won 8 of their last 9, averaging 5 runs per game over that stretch. So here we go, the biggest season series to date, 4 against the Padres. Ramon De Jesus is back there, our plate umpire, calling balls and strikes, and Fernando Tatis Jr. leads it off for San Diego.
Well, just as a heads up, the Diamondbacks have had some issues with Ramon De Jesus behind the plate. Torrey's had several arguments with him over the course of this season, so hopefully an uneventful night tonight behind the plate.
He's got the balls and strikes. Tatis, you saw the numbers, leads San Diego in hits this year. So here we go, first of 4 against the Padres. First pitch swinging, sends it out to left. Max Kepler backing up to the warning track, all the way to the wall, and he's got it. It's a 1-pitch out for Brandon Pfaadt.
Thought Tatis might have had enough when that ball came off the bat. He did not hit his first home run until May 30th this year. At that point, his average was hovering around the 230 mark. Now he's up into the 280, so the average is climbing, but the power is missing.
Here's a bat that is heating up. Jake Cronenworth, the second baseman, bats second. And takes a fastball right down the middle for a strike. Cronenworth up to 214. That average looks low, but it was a lot lower than that not long ago. He's got 3 homers. He has been a big piece of this Padres puzzle since he returned from the injured list July 1st. He's hit nearly 300. Missed most of May and June after sustaining a concussion that created some discouraging vision issues for him, but he's back on track now. And always a problem. Changeup sails away, and McCann will challenge right away. An unusual challenge here by James McCann. 2 batters into the ball game on a pitch that did not appear to be borderline, and it's well off the plate. So right away the Diamondbacks are down a challenge. It's not the ideal opportunity to try to gamble one there. It's 2-1 on Cronenworth, and that changeup is in for 2-2. This is the left-handed bat that Craig Stammen says had been missing in their lineup. Jake Cronenworth had a walk-off base hit to beat the Giants over the weekend. Manny Machado on deck behind him. Now the 2-2. Called strike 3. The fastball is there. First strikeout for Brandon Pfaadt. Cronenworth walks away shaking his head, but that appeared to catch the corner.
Mac wanted it up. You see him giving that high target, and that's right where Brandon Pfaadt puts it, that upper inside corner of the strike zone for called strike 3.
Manny Machado is the DH in the opener tonight. He leads the Padres in home runs and RBIs. Another slumping hitter that has found his way. The fastball's a strike. Machado with just 210, but plenty of power. There's that fought sweeper. It's 0-2.
Oh, by the way, I'm being told by my staff that Tatis drive to left field caught at the fence would have been a home run at Petco. Thank God we're playing here.
Yeah, we got a roof and air conditioning. Machado slogged his way over a tough May and June. He was hitting the odd home run here and there, but he had a 54-game stretch where he hit just about 170. He's been a lot hotter since. Just got a piece. They go back to the sweeper there. Often see James McCann do that. He'll call the same pitch 3, 4, 5 consecutive times. They started Manny off with a fastball and then 3 straight sweepers.
Just keep it out of the strike zone. That breaking ball for strikes, Machado handles pretty well.
And there's the changeup. A terrific start for Brandon Pfaadt. 2 strikeouts and a 1-2-3 first. Diamondbacks coming up against Michael King.
A little boring advice goes a long way.
We are just getting underway. The opener of a 10-game homestand, first of 4 against the Padres. And out there for San Diego, the right-hander Michael King. His 3rd season with the Padres. He has been converted into an outstanding starter after 5 seasons working in relief for the Yankees.
Yeah, he kind of attacks hitters differently. Left-handers, you'll see him throw a lot of changeups and 2-seam sinking fastballs. To righties, you'll see more 4-seamers and sweepers, but he's got a full arsenal of pitches.
He has been basically the glue on a tattered Padres pitching staff. They added to that today. They got a pair of pitchers, Robbie Ray and Casey Mize, at trade deadline day. Strike 1 to Corbin, 247. The batting average is lowest since March 28th. Team's been going after him with fastballs, and King does that. It's 0-2. Corbin begins this series with a 15-game on-base streak. He homered Saturday in the win at Cleveland. His 16th of the year. Going right after him here, all heat.
His 4-seamer will sit in the mid-90s. Occasionally bump it up a little bit, but he's got good stuff, no question about it.
He's a little bit like Merrill Kelly in that his best pitch is his changeup, which if you're a left-hand batter, you got to look for it. That was it right there. Trying to put him away at an 0-2 count. He'll mix in that changeup and sinker in equal amounts. It's a 4-seam and sweeper off that. The occasional slider. He'll throw to both righties and lefties. Goes right back to that changeup and gets his first strikeout.
Well, unfortunately, we've seen a lot of that from Corbin Carroll lately. The swings and misses, the lack of contact from a guy who has tremendous hand-eye coordination, bat-to-ball skills, just having trouble making solid contact consistently.
Very aggressive free swinger up there. Geraldo Perdomo, the shortstop, bats second. Well, that sweeper didn't sweep. Jerry at 239 now with 9 homers. He homered twice on that trip in Washington, then again at Cleveland. Boy, King so far feeling that changeup. He is leaving it up in the zone a bit, though. It's 1-1. Michael King has made 5 career starts against the Diamondbacks, and he has dominated. 3-0 in those 5 starts. He has given up only 3 runs in 25 2/3 innings against the D-backs. They have not solved his puzzle quite yet. Two and 2 on Geraldo Perdomo. Max Kepler bats third tonight in an adjusted lineup after Gabriel Moreno was a late scratch to attend the birth of a second child. Another changeup from King. It's a full count, 3-2. Kepler waiting on deck.
And you notice Jerry Perdomo, no batting gloves, a lot of tape on the handle of that bat. This is about the time of season when your calluses get so thick that you don't even notice you have gloves on anymore.
Jerry was on base throughout that last road trip. He had 10 hits, 9 walks in the 10 games. And it's become a typical Perdomo at bat right here. Pitch number 7 on the way.
Changeup.
Just out in front a bit. He's thrown him everything he's got, basically. Sweeper, changeup, four-seam, sinker, back to the change.
This is when Perdomo's been at his best as far as slugging this year. With a 2-strike count, he's got the 10th highest slugging percentage in the major leagues, .368. 6 of his 9 homers have come with 2 strikes.
8th pitch of the at-bat right here. We'll keep going. Fastball right at the top bar.
Slap one down that third baseline.
Plenty of room. Boy, that sweeper, and Jerry knew it. Dropped right at the knees. 2 strikeouts for King. As we get a look around the diamond at San Diego defensively for the opener of the 4-game set.
Yeah, we're going to highlight Fernando Tatis Jr. out there in right field. He's one of only 4 players in the major leagues this year to have 100 or more hits, 25 or more stolen bases, and real good company. Pete Crow Armstrong, Bobby Witt Jr. and Chandler Simpson. Only those 4 guys.
A slow Padre bat that's really picked up the pace. Kepler bats third. Sweeper didn't quite get there. Max at 229, couple of home runs. He has become more and more consistent part of this everyday lineup. We'll see if that changes with the addition of left-hand batting outfielder Lars Nootbaar, acquired today from the St. Louis Cardinals. And we have a pitch comm scenario here, it looks like. Plug it back in, and that's what always works at home.
Unplug it and plug it back in.
Mention a big trade today. They traded Daniel Egan, a 3rd-round pick out of Presbyterian College 2 years ago, and a promising starting pitcher prospect. Among those sent to St. Louis, and they bring in Lars Nootbaar, who is not just a rental. He has 1 more year left on his deal, so he'll be around next season as well.
And as we mentioned in the open, he really hits right-handers well, which leads you to believe that at some point there's going to be some form of a platoon at one of the corner outfield spots with a right-handed hitter.
Yeah, Mike Hazen, who will join us here in the booth live in the 3rd inning, said they've been a little susceptible against right-hand pitching. They wanted the left-hand bat. That was the priority, with some injured pitchers close to coming back, like Justin Martinez and Michael Soroka. Corbin Burns, among others. So they felt that offense was the way to go, and they got Nootbaar from the left side from St. Louis. Cardinals in sell mode today. Kepler fouls off a changeup. A busy day all over the major leagues. Too many trades to get into, but the Padres, as always, with A.J. Preller among those that were the busiest teams, adding Robbie Ray and Casey Mize to their tattered rotation. Padres rotation's been a mess all year, but they think they're close to getting a couple of guys back. Nick Pivetta and Joe Musgrove, both scheduled for some minor league rehab appearances soon, but they will not pitch in this series.
Come back. Well, I had a lot of side English on it. I was hoping it would spin back into fair territory. Song playing way off the line down there at third.
San Diego's bullpen has been carrying the entire pitching staff with so many injured starters, but they get Robbie Ray, the former Diamondback from the Giants, and Casey Mize comes over from Detroit. Padres is always trading a lot of their top prospects. They're very much in win now mode. Giants just put up a for sale sign in front, and they had a whole lot of folks pop by the yard sale. 2-2. Kepler digs at that slider. He'll throw that pitch both to right-handers and lefties. And San Diego, since the All-Star break, 2nd in the major leagues in runs scored. The offense has perked up. They are 10-6 since the break. Ketel Marte would be next. At least 20 pitches in the first for King. And the Padres have been going with essentially bullpen games 2 or 3 times through every turn in the rotation. Bullpen has been outstanding, but they've now bolstered the rotation. Back-to-back full counts for King. And Max Kepler, with a terrific plate appearance, gets aboard ahead of Ketel. The 7th pitch at bat for Max. Marte living life in the cleanup spot these days. They got to get him going. 251, 19 homers. He homered on the trip at Washington. He hit in 7 of his 9 games on that long trip. He's got Kepler at first and 2 outs. Change up. Good take right there by Ketel, who has to get more patient up there. He was very much a free swinger on that trip. And the Diamondbacks, if they're to hold off the teams creeping up behind them in the wild card race, they could use Ketel getting on one of his heaters. He's coming off a quiet month of July. Again, the changeup sails away. Trying to get Ketel to bite. It's 2-0. Fourth pitch of a long first for King. Staying away. Does that big squat thrust in his pitching motion.
I was going to say, he's 31 years old. I imagine by the time he's 35, he won't be doing that anymore.
Those knees have a lot of mile right there. That looks like it hurts, doesn't it? And again, everything well off the plate. Snuck that sweeper through the back door, but the changeup missed. Now it's 3-1. He's really working hard here. Arenado would be next. 3 consecutive 3-ball counts for King. And he walks. Whoa! Ramon DeJesus, you mentioned he had issues with DeJesus. That was a bad miss. That's ball 4 right there. That's not close, at least by current ABS standards. They've already lost 1 challenge, so now it's again on 3-2. There goes Kepler, and that one is definitely ball 4. They wanted no part of Marte there. Ketel got nothing to take a whack at. So back-to-back strikeouts followed by back-to-back walks. 2 on and 2 out for Nolan Arenado. And Luis Camposano making a slow walk out to the mound. In fact, Ruben Niebla, the pitching coach, is going to hold a team meeting out there with King already at 27 pitches.
Wow. Some really good at-bats in the early going here, especially Kepler, Marte, and Perdomo.
You really get encouraged by the patience, particularly from Ketel there, who got absolutely nothing to hit.
I mean, you get a reputation as an individual player, but also as a team. They're very aggressive. They're going to swing early in counts, and you know the opposing pitcher knows that, and he's going to pitch accordingly. And fortunately for the Diamondbacks, they're patient enough to take those pitches out of the zone, take your walks, and set it up for the guy behind you.
And with those walks, it feeds an offense that's really turned things around under Joe Mather, the hitting coach. Diamondbacks have won 14 of their last 20, and over that stretch, averaging 5.9 runs per game, which is the most in the majors. So this offense has been really clicking. A chance now for Nolan, who bats 5th. 243 and 15 home runs. He's got Kepler at 2nd and Marte at 1st. And he goes right after Arenado after pitching basically around Marte. The sinker is strike 1. Nolan homered at Cleveland over the weekend. He had 3 multi-hit games on that long road trip. Sweeper's in there, and it's 0-2. So this will be 30 pitches in the first for Michael King. That's the most pitches he's thrown in any inning this year. Almost threw that changeup. Boy, that was a bad miss for King. That changeup really got away from him. Camposano able to keep the glove on at 30 pitches and counting for King. Two on and 2 out. Boy, that's back-to-back changeup that sailed badly on him, particularly to the glove side, which is something you don't often see. Del Castillo hoping to get a chance here. Del the DH tonight. 2-2 to Nolan Arenado. Got him on that sweeper. 3 strikeouts and a long first for Michael King. Padres in town for 4, and we're scoreless after 1.
You and auto owners.
See.
Everything's been good. I'll throw a bullpen tomorrow, and it's going to kind of be, I think, kind of bullpen to bullpen to kind of see how things are feeling, to see when we can start getting hitters and getting back. But yeah, I think at the very least it'll be early September, and yeah, I think the training staff is sick of me telling them I'll be back sooner, but that's my goal.
Well, it was great to catch up with Corbin Burns here today, and you heard him, guys. At the least, he's saying early September. He's pushing for even earlier than that. He actually was asked how many bullpens that would take to get to the point where he is getting into games and throwing to hitters, and he said, whatever that number is, I'm going to negotiate it to be half of that. Now, he might not get his way, but guys, you get the gist that he is excited, ready to go, and feeling good.
Yeah, he's up to 105 feet, long toss. The bullpen progression set to start this week, as we just heard him tell. Here's Ty France in the cleanup spot, having a big year with the Padres. 297 and 16 home runs, one of the hottest hitters in this lineup. And Brandon Pfaadt right away ahead 0-2. Yeah, the news on the pitching is encouraging. Zach Gallen has been throwing from 120 feet. Zach will have an appointment Wednesday to take a look at the elbow. By the way, he's 31 years old today. Happy birthday, Zach. He moves to the 60-day injured list to make some roster room for some of the new additions. Lars Nootbaar. Michael Soroka will pitch tomorrow for AAA Reno. Tortobello tells us 4 innings and 65 pitches for Soroka. And Justin Martinez pitches tomorrow as well at Class A Visalia. So guys are working their way back, and Brandon Pfaadt has struck out 3 consecutive Padres. France strikes out to open up the second.
Well, Brandon hitting his spot so well. Look at Matt give that high target up there at the top bar, and that's right where Brandon throws the pitch.
Pfaadt struck out Cronenworth, Machado, now France consecutively. Why Refi gives us a slow-mo look. As Jackson Merrill, the center fielder, steps in. Merrill homered at Petco Park yesterday as the Padres completed a 3-game sweep of the Giants. Another San Diego bat that's come alive suddenly in recent weeks. The home run is 16th of the year. Swing and a miss on the cutter. Runs that into the lefty. It's 1-1.
Good guy to keep off the bases right here. Jackson Merrill with 22 stolen bases in 24 attempts this year. The Padres do run quite a bit.
See Perdomo up the middle, nearly behind second base. And that's backhanded by Jerry. Spins and throws. Got a hustle. But Merrill with good speed able to beat it out. They had Perdomo shaded well over toward that second base bag. So we had a little ways to go to get to that one. But that's the first hit for San Diego.
Does a nice job of getting to the ball. Goes into the slide, but then turns to his right. Always tougher to get something on that throw when you're turning to your right as opposed to just coming up and pointing that left shoulder toward your target. And with Merrill's speed, very little chance to get him on that anyway.
Left fielder for the Padres today, the veteran Luis Rengifo. And Rengifo skies the first one to left center. Ryan Walshman is over there with Max Kepler. Kepler has got it. And that's 2 outs in the second. Jackpot is now open for our D-backs Give Back 50-50 raffle, supported by Avnet Cares. Already over $8,000. One lucky winner takes home half the total, and the other half benefits the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation's youth sports and outreach programs. Our staff working hard here at the ballpark. You can play along from home with us from anywhere in the state of Arizona at dbacks.com/5050. Catcher is Luis Campusano. 304 and 4 homers. When he's been in there lately, either behind the plate or as a DH, he has been stacking up the base hits. Campusano 8 for 19 in his last 5 games. Merrill at first with 2 outs, and the 4-seamer is in there for a strike. Little low on the sweeper.
Good spot. If you're going to miss with that pitch, that's not a bad place to miss. Down in the zone. Pretty good chance the hitter's just going to top it onto the infield somewhere.
D-backs have won all 6 of Brandon Pfaadt's starts since his Reno recall. He has been brilliant. Gets a swing and miss on that changeup. Brandon started that rain-out makeup game at St. Louis to begin the long road trip. Spotted the Cardinals a pair of first-inning runs, then shut them out the rest of the way. Followed that with 7 scoreless in his start at Pittsburgh. So right now he's working on 13 consecutive scoreless innings. Can't get it to bite on that sweeper.
Campusano doing the catching tonight. The Padres are carrying 3 catchers on their active roster. Rodolfo Duran. Felix Fermin or Freddie Fermin? Freddie Fermin. Knew it was one.
Felix Fermin was the infielder, remember?
Yeah.
Craig Stammen, the former Padre reliever, now his first year as manager. Full count on Campusano, 3-2. Tawa will hold Merrill on the bag at first. Merrill off with the pitch. Campusano skies it to center for Ryan Waldschmidt. Waldy is under it. And make it 14 consecutive scoreless innings for Brandon Pfaadt. No score in the second at Chase Field. It's the most critical series of the season to date against the red-hot Padres, neck and neck with the Diamondbacks in the wild card standings. They split the first 6 meetings this year. Each team won 1 game at Mexico City back in April. And then they played a series at Petco Park. Michael King dominated. He's on the mound tonight after a 32-pitch first. And Adrian Del Castillo, the DH, leads off the Diamondbacks second.
Yeah, no surprise this season series is tied. Against San Diego, the Diamondbacks have scored 32 runs. They've allowed 28 runs.
They have split the first 6 meetings. D-backs and Padres following this series will finish against each other. A 3-game set at Petco Park in the final weekend of the season. And Dell drives one to center. It hangs up for Merrill.
Hey fans, if the Diamondbacks hit a double, you get $15 off your next Uber Eats order of $30 or more.
First baseman is Tim Tawa. 209 and 4 homers for Tim. He singled Sunday in Cleveland for the Diamondbacks' first hit in that game, which broke up Gavin Williams' perfecto, leading off the 6th inning, which is maybe a little bit of a gray area in terms of trying to bunt for a base hit. The Guardians had some thoughts about that as the bench is empty.
Yeah, I would consider that gray area too. The 5th inning, fine. 6th inning, 7, 8, 9, swing the bat.
Torlavella said he was fine with Tawa bunting the 6th inning of a game yesterday. And said Tim asked if he could bunt. The coaching staff all checked on that and said absolutely.
Well, and especially because bunting for a base hit is a big part of Tim Tawa's offense.
That's what he said. He said he understands the unwritten rules of baseball, but thought there was an opportunity there. Checked with the coaching staff. They gave him the green light. I mean, he wound up getting the game's first hit anyway later in that same at bat once all the Michigas calmed down. Foot race is on. King gets to it, spins and throws it up the line. It bounces up the right field line. Tawa's going to head for third. And he's going to make it. Tim Tawa's at third base on a swinging bunt. Boy, Michael King almost made a terrific athletic play. He did to get to the ball, but then threw it well wide of France at first.
Yeah, and one thing to keep an eye on this play, hopefully we'll have an angle of it here as you see King fired away. Fernando Tatis Jr. never moved in right field. You see him standing in the background right there. There's always something to do on every ball put into play. I've talked all the time about Luis Gonzalez and how he would always hustle into either back up second or third every time the ball was put into play.
That's the Diamondbacks' first hit. It's ruled a single for Tawa. He takes third on the error by King on the throw. Padres will bring the infield in for James McCann, who is coming off a sensational road trip. There's Tatis, the platinum glover in right field. McCann, the batting average up to .310. And he was among the key offensive performers on the last marathon road trip. You can see he's hit safely now in 8 straight, including all 7 since he came off the injured list. Tawa's at third, 1 out. Can to third. Song coming home, and Tawa going on contact is a dead duck.
Obviously, Tawa going on contact. You'd like to think that with a little more experience, you can read that ground ball and realize it's going right to the third baseman.
They generally save that contact play, the Diamondbacks, for their fastest runners. Not that Tim isn't a good athlete, but if it's Tommy Troy or Corbin Carroll, that's a green light. Gets a little more convoluted after that. Here's Waldschmidt, who bats ninth and looks at a sweeper for a strike. Waldy swinging a hot bat right now. 291 and a home run. He has hit in 6 straight games, and over that stretch is 10 for his last 17. Kind of figured that a lot of teams talking to the Diamondbacks about trade possibilities today were inquiring about Ryan Waldschmidt. Mike Hazen will join us in the next half inning. And Mike told us earlier this afternoon they were not going to trade players off the current major league roster. They were talking about minor league players, but they were not going to give up a Tommy Troy or a Ryan Waldschmidt or some of their young big leaguers. And so that may have held up the acquisition of a possible starting pitcher. But like I said, the offense was the goal, and they were able to get a left-hand bat in Lars Nootbaar. Keeping in mind you're going to get Soroka back soon, Corbin Burns back at some point. Justin Martinez back in the bullpen. So help is indeed on the way in terms of the pitching side. 1-2 to Waldy is up high. As the changeup sailed, it's 2-2. We'll talk to Mike in the next half inning. Corbin on deck. Been just 13 games for Ryan Waldschmidt since he was recalled for the minors right before the All-Star break. And Waldy in those 13 games has hit .385. He's been a nice productive player at the bottom of this lineup. Full count, 3-2. And is stabbed at third by the Gold Glover from the KBO Song, who makes a strong throw and a nice play to get Waldschmidt. Song Moon Song at third. Mike Hazen, the GM, joins us after this.
Ryan Miller.
Back with you from Chase Field. Diamondbacks and Padres on D-Backs TV. Trade deadline has come and gone on this August 3rd, and arriving in the booth right now, GM Mike Hazen. The quotes from you earlier today, very aggressive, got very close on several pitchers, but I'm quoting here from my notes on your news conference. Things kind of fell apart in the middle of the day. Is that about how it went?
Yeah, that's about how it went. We went after a lot of stuff, and I didn't get done what I need to do in my job to get it done.
You also have to be smart at the same time.
Yeah, we have to be smart, but there's at this time of year with where this position of this team is in, like there's an aggressiveness and we laid a lot of players out there that were available. We just didn't get the deals done. We had some things go awry on us in the middle of the day, but that's, there's no excuses. So we got a really good player in Lars Nootbaar, somebody that we had been chasing, I think, up to a few weeks ago when we took on the injuries, mostly the injury to Gallen around the All-Star break. We were looking for a left-handed hitter, and we got that, and we feel very good about that. We think he's a good fit for our lineup.
And not just a rental.
And not just a rental. And we've had trouble against righties more than we have lefties so far this year. So we felt like it was a natural fit for us to add that left-handed hitter. Obviously, Max Kepler's not going to be able to be with us in the postseason. So things like that we were looking down the line. On the pitching side of things, the urgency was there for the next month until Soroka, Martinez, and Burns, and Gallen, and Nelson all come back. And they are coming back, and so we will get them back on our team. And the best version of our team was very much not likely to be on August 4th, no matter what we did.
Right.
But we could have done more to buttress the time period between now and September.
Having said that, not many teams had the sort of built-in security blanket or insurance of having so many pitchers available to come back as they can't. Yeah, they did turn 2 on Sung-Moon Song. You did have that sort of safety net built in.
Yeah, you're right. So there's a safety net that's built in terms of the players that we have on the shelf, which are some of our best players, and very talented, all-star caliber players for us. But adding to that, even more so than we did, was the goal. That was my goal. I've been stating it for a month. It was my goal, what I intended to do going in for the last couple of days. And at the end of the day, you need to deliver. And we did deliver on the position player side of things. We did have opportunities to acquire some other guys. The focus was mostly on the starting pitching market.
Oh boy, you have the classic Mike Hayes.
Somebody's looking out for me.
You are unbelievable. Stay hot. You got 5 pitches.
Stay with you?
Yeah, well,
I'll stay with you to the bottom.
Look at this, Mike Hayes, and how about that? He's going to stick around for another half inning.
All right.
A 5-pitch inning for Brandon Pfaadt back after this.
Fans in Arizona.
Welcome back to Chase Field, where the Diamondbacks Baseball Network is presented by Progressive. Gee, Mike Hazen sticking around for the bottom of the 3rd inning on this trade deadline day. He had a 5-pitch inning. I mean,
yeah, the universe told me, gave me a gift,
right?
And
you're like, nope, give me more. Give me more attention on this trade deadline.
Yeah, right. Maybe I should have learned my lesson.
Well, you got the big 3 coming up. Corbin Carroll has struck out to lead off the game, leads off the 3rd. How about Brandon Pfaadt so far? 31 pitches through 3 innings. Michael King had a 32-pitch first. Did you anticipate that Brandon Pfaadt would be this good coming back from Reno?
Yeah, look, he had a rough beginning. Obviously, we put him in the pen, and that didn't go well either. And I give him a lot of credit, you know, and we told him he was going down. You can take those messages one or two ways, and I know he's signed, so there's some financial security about going down. And
Corbin lines it to Ty France at first.
But there's also an attitude about the way you go down there and take that as I need to get better at what I'm doing. I don't just deserve to be here. And I think that's the mentality that he has. It's why we signed him long terms, because that's what we believe in the person.
It's a character thing.
It is a character thing. And I believe that contributes to the ability to go down there and actually make adjustments and come back and be better. So good for him. It was all him.
Here's Geraldo Perdomo. That was 103 miles an hour off the bat of Corbin Carroll, by the way.
Yeah, for fans that don't know, Mike,
yep.
You know, with trade deadline, everybody's saying trade this guy for that guy, trade that guy for this guy. Can you give us an idea of how they come to fruition? I mean, do you call the Cardinals and say, hey, is Lars Nootbaar available? Do they call you?
Yeah.
Yes. In the buying scenario, you make most of the calls. Sometimes as a seller, you'll check in and be like, hey, we're going to move this guy. Do you have interest in him? But by and large, I call the Cardinals and say, hey, put this on your radar weeks ago. We might be interested in Nootbaar. Okay, you know, and then you go through what you do for him, and everybody says no. I say no, they say no. And then
sounds great.
There's a dance that happens. And then, you know, yesterday and today, the no's start turning into, well, let me take a look at that a little closer, and maybe you're close, and no, you're out of it. And sometimes you add more and more. And so what happened in the Nootbaar's deal is we added the 3rd player late to get that deal done. And you don't want to do those things sometimes, but you end up doing it to get deals done.
Perdomo fights it off. It drops into center in front of Merrill and Jerry at the Diamondbacks' 2nd hit. So what does Lars Nootbaar, as we take a look, Mike, here at the Cardinals outfield, what does he bring to the table for you?
So I think the biggest thing from on our offense, we're not gonna pound home runs like we did last year without Gino and Naylor and those guys. You know, we knew that. So, but we know 1 through 9, we have 9 really good hitters. And getting on base and creating chaos out on the bases, which is what we did on this last road trip.
For sure.
I mean, I don't know how, you know, you saw the 2nd game in Cleveland alone. That we didn't bang the baseball around. I know Corbin hit a bomb, but like we didn't bang the baseball around. We just
1 through 9.
We just stacked base runner, and we had bases loaded and 1 out, and bases loaded and no outs, and that turns into run scoring opportunities. And we haven't done enough of that in the first half. And over the last month, we've started to really do that. we are still more susceptible versus righties than we are versus lefties, and we feel like he's going to add another, give Torrey a little more balance to run out there on a daily basis left-handed.
Torrey Lovullo was saying he feels like the offense has gelled a little bit here. There's a new mentality. It's not waiting around for the 3-run homer anymore.
That's right, and that's what we've always been about. And Lawler's going to be back soon, and Gurriel will be back behind him. So those guys are going to get added into the offense at some point in time, and that should make it more robust as well.
1-on-1 on Max Kepler as we chat with GM Mike Hazen. What about the big three? The big three, as we call them, Corbin Carroll, Geraldo Perdomo, and of course Ketel Marte. None of those guys really firing on all cylinders right now. Yet here you are, hanging on to a wild card spot. Again,
another reason why we had some urgency to buy and put into this team and do all that stuff is because, yes, as those three guys come together and start hitting together, there's a lot of damage up there. And we have the best hitting catcher in baseball, which most teams don't have. So I know first base was a big issue. It was for us in the deadline as well. We talked about it. We tried to address it. There wasn't a lot of that out there in the marketplace. There was way more starting pitching than there was, first base. We tried to get the controllable guys. We couldn't get access to them without giving up all of our best players on this team, which then you start
on the big league roster.
Then you start unwinding the fabric
That's double play
of what you have.
And Bogaerts is able to turn it. Well, Mike, thanks for hanging around for an extra half inning.
Of course, good to be here.
Take a nap.
Yeah.
Stay off social media, please.
Yeah, I'll try.
Mike Hazen, GM. Diamondbacks and Padres is scoreless. Back at Chase Field, 1-4 against the Padres. We are scoreless after 3 on this trade deadline day. Bet365 gives us a look around the league. Mention how San Diego acquired both Casey Mize and Robbie Ray. The Phillies neck and neck with the Diamondbacks in the wild card race. Got Luis Arraez from the Giants. The Giants had a fire sale basically.
They sure did.
Everybody. The Cubs were busy. They got Kevin Gausman and Clay Holmes, couple of pitchers, go to the north side. And Luke Weaver, former Diamondback, joins the Pirate bullpen after the Mets traded most of their roster and got almost nothing in return, but that's addition by subtraction. Perdomo is under it in way out medium center field. And how about that? 31 pitches through 3 for Brandon Pfaadt, and it's a 1-pitch out to start the 4th.
Good stuff around the edges of the strike zone. You'll get a lot of swings and easy outs.
Here is Manny Machado.
Machado serving as the designated hitter tonight. That's a spot that both the Diamondbacks and Padres have had some issues this year. Fewest home runs by a designated hitter in the major leagues. The Padres and Diamondbacks are tied with 7 from the DH spot. League average is 18.
And Manny getting a half a day, as it were, as the DH, batting 3rd in the lineup. He struck out his first time up. Center field, Ryan Waldschmidt tracking this one down. Waldy reaches out and got it. Deep in right center, Ryan Waldschmidt all the way to the warning track, and there's 2 outs in the 4th.
I mentioned it briefly in his first at bat of the game. Manny Machado is a real good breaking ball hitter if you throw it in the strike zone, and he bangs this ball toward the gap in right center. A great running catch by Waldschmidt out there to take away extra bases.
It's 105 miles an hour off the bat of Machado. And Brandon Pfaadt, as efficient as ever, has got 2 outs on 4 pitches in the 4th after a 5-pitch 3rd. And there's strike 1 to Ty France. It was a strikeout victim his first time. France has done a marvelous job at first base for the Padres this year. The OPS a career high, and right away it's 0-2. He has multiple hits in 6 of his last 9 games, Ty France, including his last 3 in a row. Having his best season since he was an all-star with Seattle back in 2022. On so far, 3 strikeouts. He's given up just 2 hits. He's not walked a batter. Overcooked that fastball. It's 2-2. France on fire lately. He's hitting .413 in his last 20 games. And over that span has hit 6 home runs.
Looks like Ty spent a little time out by the pool today.
It was a day to do it. In the hole, Arenado in front of Perdomo. Nolan on the run.
Nice.
And a 1-2-3-4 for Brandon Pfaadt, who's rolling along with 4 scoreless innings. Brandon Pfaadt doing his thing. He has blanked the Padres through 4.
Another day.
Back at Chase Field, where defense is on display. Sung-Moon Song at third for the Padres. Your All-State Good Hands replay. A big out right there to win the second inning. Diamondbacks able to counter with his double play. In the third, it's our All-State Good Hands replay as they just do get Song at first.
Yeah, you figure to see a lot of good defense in this series. Diamondbacks have made the fewest errors in the National League at 42. The Padres third fewest at 45. 2 good defensive ball clubs.
And offensively, they had made Michael King work 60 pitches through 3. Ketel Marte, who walked in the first, leads off the fourth. First time he faced Marte back in the first inning, Ketel got absolutely nothing near the strike zone to swing at. He's behind or ahead in the count again, 2-0. Doesn't look like King wants any part of Marte. He's not getting anything to hit.
We talk about it all the time. You go over the advance report and you look at historically what guys have done against you in the past, and sometimes you'll pick a player or 2 in that lineup. You just tell yourself, we're not giving him anything to hit.
And that has been the case. Oh, come on, Ramon De Jesus. Boy, that is a big miss. Now they're down to 1 challenge after McCann burned one in the first, but this is not a borderline pitch. I mean, my goodness, that's terrible. But with only 1 challenge left, even if you know it, you hate to lose it. Scoreless 4th inning. Well, see, that changed the entire at bat. He should be standing on first base right now. Jeff Bannister, your thoughts? Exactly. So full count now, 3-2. Maybe King goes after him right here. And Ketel turns on that changeup and hooks it foul. Got to get Ketel going. He hit his .218 in July. Homer just twice last month. He did hit in 7 of his 9 games on that last road trip. And there's the inevitable base on balls. The 3rd walk for King. The 2nd time he's given Marte a free pass. And a leadoff man's aboard to start the 4th.
Hey fans, if the D-backs hit a home run, you score a free jumbo jack. That's right, a free jumbo jack at Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink.
Arenado came up with the first 2 on and 2 out and struck out against King. Nolan batting 5th tonight. See, he pitches around Marte, then throws a first pitch fastball right down Broadway to Arenado to get ahead 0-1. Nolan homered twice against the Padres in that 4-game set at Petco Park a month ago. He's got 15 on the year. Straight up. Bogarts is under it at shortstop. And there's 1 away in the 4th. Well, you're going to add the left-hand bat of Lars Nootbaar at some point on this homestand. He's on his way from St. Louis. In the meantime, you've got some lefty bats in there. Kepler in left field. Del Castillo's the DH. Del flying out to center his first time. Torey Lovullo has described Del as a feel hitter, a rhythm swinger. It takes a while to get that rhythm, but he's not had as many consistent looks to kind of get there and stay there. 4 for 19 on the road trip. Well, we know he can be an impact bat. A lot of power from the left side if he's in there on a more everyday basis. That's fouled away as we get this from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly-style bonus jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
One and two on Adrian Del Castillo. That one caught Camposano behind the plate.
Knocked off the pitch comp, right off the shin guard. There you go.
Got to plug it back in. Still works. Dell with a base hit. It rolls into left center. 2 on and 1 out here in the 4th. And the batter is Tim Tawa. 3rd hit for the Diamondbacks.
They've heard me say it a million times. Hitting coaches talk about working your way back around. When you're in a little bit of a slump, take that ball to the opposite field a couple of times. Eventually you're going to get your timing and start driving the ball to your pull field. Beautiful swing that time from ADC.
Really making King work. Now the bullpen is definitely the strength of this Padres pitching staff, but he's about to throw pitch number 75 with 1 out in the 4th. Tawa with a fly ball. It's headed for the bullpen. It is gone. Tawa stirring it up. That's his 5th, and it's 3-0 Diamondbacks.
No doubter. Timmy got to admire that one a little bit before he started his trot around the bases.
That's a Jumbo Jack. Free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with Jack in the Box for the purchase of a large drink. Number 5 for Tawa. And they jump on King, a 3-0 lead. James McCann steps in.
14th home run of the year surrendered by King.
McCann, a late add to the lineup. Gabriel Moreno was scratched to attend the birth of his 2nd child. We wish Gabby and family all the best. So McCann inserted into the lineup. And it's 0-2.
Yeah, this is when Mac's been doing a lot of his damage lately with 2 strikes. He shortens up, looks for something out over the plate, and takes advantage of Gabby Lane over there on the right side.
He was one of the key offensive performers on that marathon road trip. Had a 4-hit game in Pittsburgh. Followed that with a 3-hit game at Cleveland. Every time they needed a big hit, he was up there. He came through. Fights off the 0-2.
I gave the numbers earlier about the designated hitter position. For both of these teams really struggling to produce. First base is another position where you expect some power. That's the 11th home run by a first baseman this season for the Diamondbacks. Locklear with 1, Pavin Smith had 1, Lou James Groover had 1, Vargas with 4, and Tawa now with 4.
And has been first base by committee. Vargas's bat has really come around too. Ildemaro not in the starting lineup tonight. 1-2 now. And McCann waves at that slider. One more look at Tim Tawa. A Y refi slow-mo look. He kept his head down and turned on it. You were right. He got a chance to admire that.
Yeah.
Mention that Michael King 3-0 in 5 career starts against the Diamondbacks. In those 5 starts, he'd given up a total of only 3 runs. He's already given up 3 runs so far tonight. Waldy grounded out hard to third on a terrific defensive play by Sung-Moon Song. Back in the 2nd inning. He's bats 9th. There's the KBO Gold Glover at third base with Ben Machado with the DH spot tonight. And King now over 80 pitches. Boy, that's a good take by Waldy. That's a pitch that he would normally bite on. Low strike call, however, by Ramon De Jesus. It's 1-2. Strike zone's been a little erratic so far tonight. It's out of play. The breaking ball down, then the sweeper up. Changing the eye level. Tao's fifth has made it 3-0. All in support of Brandon Pfaadt, who has thrown only 40 pitches through 4. Aldi hits the fly ball to center for Jackson Merrill. And that takes care of the 4th, but Tim Tao takes care of business. His 5th of the year has given Brandon Pfaadt a 3-0 lead. First of 4 against the Padres at Chase.
Hey.
One of the more efficient outings we've seen from any Diamondbacks pitcher this year. Brandon Pfaadt, changeup down, fastball up. His command has been absolutely unbelievable in the early going. Here's how he got his outs through the first 4 innings on 40 pitches. 6 of them on 4-seam, 2 on changeup, 2 on sinker, 1 on a cutter, and he has a double play to his credit tonight.
StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. How about this for a contrast? Through 4 innings, Michael King has thrown 85 pitches. Brandon Pfaadt threw 40. That's amazing.
Well, part of the reason for that is first pitch strikes. Going into this inning, 11 of 13 first pitch strikes. He missed 1 time with a fastball, 1 time with a changeup. Otherwise, everything else has been in a strike zone.
Merrill has one of the 2 Padre hits, swing and a miss on the changeup. 40 pitches through 4, as you saw a moment ago. Brandon's fewest through 4 innings this year. He ties Eduardo Rodriguez, the All-Star, for the team low through 4 innings this year, 40 pitches. Padres with just 2 singles, Merrill in the 2nd and Bogarts in the 3rd.
And you know, the Padres aren't stupid. They see Brandon Pfaadt out there firing first pitch strikes. 5 of the 10 balls the Padres have put in play have come on the first pitch.
And Brandon Pfaadt going back to the start at St. Louis to begin the road trip, then 7 scoreless at Pittsburgh, has now thrown 16 consecutive scoreless innings. And this will hang up in center for Waldy. That's 6 in a row set down by the Diamondback right-hander. Brings up Luis Rengifo. Rengifo, a 1-pitch fly out in the 2nd. He is in left field for the Padres tonight. They have run through some left fielders, mostly due to injuries. They are missing Ramon Laureano, out for the year after hip surgery. They lost Samad Taylor to an oblique when the Diamondbacks were in San Diego last month. They're also missing Miguel Andujar, and so Rengifo, who was let go by Milwaukee earlier this year, is in left field, his 16th game with the Padres. Rengifo is a nice guy to have on your bench. Veteran, 29 years old, a switch hitter. He can play left field, second base. He can DH. Signed with the Padres as a minor league free agent after Milwaukee let him go. Had a brief stop at AAA El Paso and has done a nice job since he's been up with the Padres. Foot race is on. Tao well off the bag. Pfaadt will get to the bag in time. Rengifo with a diving attempt. Brandon hustles over. Craig Stammen wants to make sure. We give Rengifo an A for effort there. Play on. They got the out.
And Brandon a little slow initially off the mound, but then he realizes I got to get over there. Nobody else can cover.
Boy, that's a nice play.
That really is. Turned into a nice play. Could have been a disaster if he doesn't get over there in time to beat Rengifo. Very close.
7 in a row retired. Here's the catcher Campusano, who flied out to win the 2nd. Curveball misses away. Campusano's appeared in just 37 games all year. He missed more than 50 games earlier this season with a fractured big toe, and he knocks that up the line in left. It gets to the bullpen fence. It's the first extra base hit for San Diego, a 2-out double. bring up Xander Bogaerts. For a limited time only, fans. Hey, fans, you can watch D-backs games in market live and on demand. How about this? Just $17.99 for the rest of the year at dbacks.tv. It's presented by Progressive, subject only to national exclusivities. Visit dbacks.tv for more info. Now, this is game 113 tonight. So if my math is correct.
Here we go.
It's one of my favorite bits. $18 for the rest of the year. That's more than we got more than 18 games left, right? We got 2 months. So we got 2 months to go. The biggest 2 months of the season, and you can watch every game all year long for just $18. dbacks.tv. That's a tremendous deal.
Don't want to miss out on this one.
Just wanted to check the math on that. Bogaerts at infield hit his last time. Got to respect the bit. McCann wants to go have a chat with Brandon Pfaadt, who gave up the 2-out double down behind on Bogaerts 2-0.
Well, he threw 2 balls in a row. Time to have a meeting on the mound. He's been so consistent with his command in the early going, and that's a little bit of a red flag for a catcher.
Well, this is never a red flag. It's the comedy team of Lovello and Hovick and Tim Hovick, Santan Ford.
You ever trade a guy for parking in your spot?
No.
Yeah, me neither. Thought about it, though.
Who hasn't?
Anyone ever park in your spot when you were the skipper here?
Not that I recall, no.
Good thing. I don't think you would have handled that well, frankly. Probably would have keyed the guy's car or something like that.
Yeah. Let the air out of his tires.
Sure. A little letter opener in the side of the sidewall. 2-0 on Bogaerts. Fly ball deep to right. Corbin Carroll backing up all the way to the warning track. Corbin backpedaling, and he's got it. And Pfaadt is through 5 scoreless. It's 3-0 Diamondbacks, and the big 3 are coming up. Corbin Carroll, Geraldo Perdomo, and Max Kepler bats third. 3-0 D-backs in the 5th.
The D-back. You control what you can control. There's things that that are out of control, and it's very cliche to say, I know, especially baseball players say it all the time. You know, it gets kind of boring and old to say, but it's the truth. There's only certain things that you can control, and who's acquired and who's traded and who's not traded, those are things that we can't control.
Maybe a bit cliche, guys, but very true and wise from James McCann as the Diamondbacks have a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. And I think when I walked into the clubhouse today, there was a lot of anticipation for maybe some more moves that might happen. But all in all, they are a confident bunch, and they know they've been playing good ball. And so right now, I think the collective group was talking about the fact that they truly do control what happens the rest of the way, and they feel good about the group, not only in the clubhouse, but as you guys mentioned with Mike Hazen, those injured guys that will be coming back.
Corbin Carroll leads off the 5th. Corbin 0 for 2 against Michael King. It was at 85 pitches through 4. D-backs a 3-0 lead. Tim Tawa, a 3-run homer in the 4th, his 5th of the year. Center field, Jackson Merrill's out there.
Partner, you've heard this name before, and I'm not lying. His name is Salty Parker. He was an infield instructor in the Giants minor league system, and he told me very early on in my minor league career, there's only 2 things you can control: your preparation and your effort. Everything else is kind of out of your hands. Once the game starts, it's a very odd game. No way to predict what's going to happen, but if your preparation is good and your effort is 100% every day, that's all you can control. Thank you, Salty.
How come every guy you ever played with or coached had like a nickname like Salty or Sparky or Perky or Pepper? You know, all of them.
I don't know.
It's amazing.
It really is.
Rocky Bridges. Up the line and over the bag. France can't pick it up. King covers, and Perdomo's safe. Ty France able to keep it from getting up that line. King hustled over to cover, but Jerry got there first. That's his 2nd hit tonight.
Boy, initially it looked like that was going to get down in the corner for extra bases, but Ty France gets a glove on it and knocks it down right there. Good job by Michael King to continue on to the bag at first, but Jerry hustling down that line. Effort, control your effort.
Ty France, an American League Gold Glover at first base last year between Minnesota and Toronto. And we'll check on Perdomo. Jerry's been running a lot. He's got 17 steals this year, but he's been caught 9 times. Kepler has walked and hit into a double play. Max batting third tonight. And that's foul in front of J.R. House at first. Tom Hoey, Chips Ahoy, our Golden Glover, handles that one in left field.
Chips, I like that.
Well,
Chippy.
yeah, cookies and milk, right? Buzz Stewart, Buzz Lightyear, working right field tonight. Activity in the Padre bullpen with Michael King over 90 pitches here in the fifth. Yuki Matsui, the left-hander, starts to get loose down there. Bullpen has carried the Padre pitching staff for most of the year with all their rotation injuries. Kepler caught looking at a fastball, and that's 5 strikeouts for King. I'm going to bring up Ketel Marte. 2027 Diamondbacks Advantage memberships are on sale right now. You can get access to flexible ticket plans, exclusive events and experiences, post-game or postseason priority and more. Visit dvax.com/memberships for all the info. You can become a Diamondbacks Advantage member in 2027. Right back to the mound off the bat of Marte. And that's the end of the fifth. To the 6th inning we go. It's 3-0 Diamondbacks.
In the DQ app.
And we mentioned it earlier, both these teams play tremendous defense. Diamondbacks have the fewest errors in the National League. Every pitcher loves that double play ball. Nice play in center by Waldy, running down that drive off the bat of Manny Machado, and then Tim Tawa gets it over to Brandon Pfaadt just ahead of the sliding runner at first. Great defense early by the D-backs.
And it's helped Brandon Pfaadt extend his consecutive scoreless inning streak to 17 straight without giving up a run, going back to his start at St. Louis to open up that last road trip. 5 scoreless on 55 pitches, and Sungmoon Song, the third baseman, bats ninth and leads off the San Diego 6th. He hit into a double play his first time. Song at third, Machado the DH for the Padres tonight. Song is 0 for 16 with 7 strikeouts in his last 9 games, including tonight. Song signed as a free agent, coming over this winter from the KBO, where he was a very accomplished player in the Korean baseball organization. 9 seasons with the Kiwoom Heroes. Last year's KBO Player of the Year. The changeup lands and it's strike 2. .55 pitches through 5 scoreless for Brandon Pfaadt. He has struck out 3, not walked a batter, and given up just 3 hits. Tim Tawa's got it at first, and there's one away.
Easy play for Tim Tawa that time, but Brandon Pfaadt jumped off the mound immediately on that ball, hit the right side.
Diamondback pitchers from time to time this year have had some issues in that regard. Have to do some PFPs next spring.
Ball hit the right side, go get it. Yeah, doesn't have to this time. Tim Tawa takes it himself.
Tatis, the leadoff hitter, is 0 for 2. And you'll recall Tatis had that slow start to the year. As Bob mentioned earlier, didn't hit his first home run this season until May 30th. But the inevitable turnaround is well underway. Center field for Waldy. The sweeper is out number 2.
Tatis does have the longest home run in Major League this season. I think it's 474.
He hit it 474 feet at Truist Park in Atlanta back on July 21st. Out to left center field. Diamondbacks will be there when we open up the next road trip and go to Atlanta and Boston after this long 10-game homestand. Jake Cronenworth is 0 for 2. It's kind of an unusual circumstance. First time since 2019 that the Diamondbacks have had a season-long 10-game road trip go directly into a season-long 10-game homestand. One of the scheduling quirks this year. Both these teams in long stretches of games without off days.
Well, and that wouldn't be a fact if the The Cardinals would have handled the rain delay a little better.
Now you're just trying to poke the bear. That was handled or mishandled considerably. But Diamondbacks had to go back and took care of business, thankfully. Led by Brandon Pfaadt, who started that game. 2-1 on Cronenworth, who was struck out and popped out. 0 for 2. Turned a 3-city trip into a 4-city trip. Could have played, could have moved up the game, but hey, 20/20 hindsight.
Yeah.
3-1, Machado on deck. Pfaadt trying to complete what would be his 18th consecutive scoreless inning. Going back to that start at St. Louis, where he gave up 2 in the first. He's not given up a run since. Second 3-ball count tonight for Pfaadt. Changeup fouled away. Out to left, fairly deep, but room for Kepler all the way to the wall, and he's got it.
Oh, yeah.
Max Kepler may have taken a home run away from Jake Cronenworth. Brandon Pfaadt has set down 11 of the last 12 Padres he's faced. His defense behind him has been sensational, and Pfaadt has thrown 18 consecutive scoreless innings. He leads at 3-0.
With Progressive Pet Insurance.
Well, Diamondbacks have all aspects of the game working. Tim Tao with a 3-run homer. Brandon Pfaadt 6 scoreless innings. The defense has been outstanding behind him. You're watching Diamondbacks baseball presented by Y-Refi. High fives all around for Kepler after this catch to win the 6th.
Yeah, stayed with it. That ball carried a lot farther than I thought it was going to. Max goes up above the yellow stripe to take away a home run from Jake Cronenworth.
Arenado was fishing at that Michael King changeup. Nolan 0 for 2. He opens up the 6th. King now at 96 pitches. Diamondbacks had out hit the Padres 5-3. They lead at 3-0 on a Tim Tao 3-run homer. Yuki Matsui, the left-hander, has been warming up down there for quite some time.
King's been over 100 pitches 5 times this season. He consistently pitches in the 80s and 90s, but ran up a real high pitch count early in this game.
Just off the corner. No challenge by Campusano. Arenado, Del Castillo, and Tao 5, 6, and 7 in the D-backs 6th inning. High fly ball headed to the seats and out of play.
Well, I'll tell you, Nolan's not missing by much. Hit that high fly ball to Xander Bogaerts, a shortstop, his first at bat. That's a towering pop foul out of play to the left side. Just a slight adjustment.
Michael King has labored ever since a 32-pitch first inning. Those pitches he's thrown in any inning this season. And a 25-pitch fourth, highlighted by the Tao 3-run home run. 100 pitches. Nolan, that's yours, Bob.
No, too high.
What do you mean too high?
Too high.
So Arenado soon to be reunited with his former Cardinal teammate Lars Nootbaar, acquired today by the Diamondbacks at the trade deadline for minor league pitcher Daniel Egan, among others. Nolan goes way up high to chase that fastball. Diamondbacks and Padres has split their first 6 meetings this year. They'll play 4 here, then finish the season against each other. Final 3 on the last weekend of the season at Petco Park into September. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. We'll keep going. Diamondbacks have won 14 of the last 20. Hanging on to a postseason spot in a tightly contested wild card race.
A lot of fastballs here for Arenado. Pitch number 9 right here. He did not offer, says Paul Clemens, and Arenado walks to lead off the 6th. That's the 4th base on balls issued by Michael King, and Craig Stammen is going to have to go get him at 104 pitches.
Yeah, break for the Diamondbacks. They got King on an off night.
Yeah, you're right. Undefeated against the Diamondbacks in his career, but he trails it 3-0. Back in a moment.
Ryan Miller.
Now it's time to take a knee in the San Diego outfield. Tatis, Merrill, Rengifo all watching the new pitcher come in for the Padres. Left-hander Yuki Matsui on to face Adrian Del Castillo, his 31st appearance of the season. He's had a good year, that 2.38 ERA.
Yeah, he's another guy that pitches righties and lefties completely differently. A lot of four-seam fastballs to both, but he throws sliders to the lefties, splitters to the righties.
Dell is the DH. He singled and scored his last time up. Arenado aboard at first after a leadoff walk. Song creeping in from third. Dell shows bunt, gets it down first base side, and Matsui goes to second. They're not able to turn 2. Here comes Tim Tawa. Tawa has the game's big hit so far. After a walk to Marte and a single by Del Castillo, came up and clobbered this one, his 5th of the year. That's our Chaz Roberts air conditioning and plumbing. Cool play of the game.
Barreled that one, got some backspin on it. Tremendous carry out there over the Diamondbacks bullpen.
Tim has singled and homered. He has 2 of their 5 hits. A lot of room on the right side of the infield. Cronenworth, the second baseman, almost right behind the bag, playing up the middle in France. Holding Dell on the base at first. All kinds of room over there. And of course, no Gabriel Moreno in the lineup today. Gabby Lane is wide open for business. Gabby a late scratch. Attending the birth of the family's 2nd child. So James McCann inserted into the lineup behind the plate. That was just about 40 minutes before first pitch. Another bad miss there by Ramon De Jesus. These are not close pitches.
Not close.
These are bad missed calls. And with one challenge, they've had to let about 3 or 4 of those go by. Tawa goes fishing after a split finger pitch. It's 1-2. Chance for the Diamondbacks to strike first in what is to date the most important series of this season. Back after winning 6 of 10 on that long road trip. Tonight the first of 4 against the Padres, neck and neck in the wild card race with the Diamondbacks. Tawa scoops this one along the left field line. Song is out there. Bogart's calling everybody off from shortstop. And they retire Tawa for the first time tonight. That's 2 outs in the 6th. Diamondbacks have their pitching lined up for the rest of this series. Here's a look at this play. Bogart's had to go a long way to get to it.
Called it right away.
D-backs will have Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound tomorrow. They have 3 lefties starting against this Padres lineup. Rest of the series, Erod, Mitch Bratt, and Cole Drake after that. And then the Dodgers are in for 3 starting on Friday. Here's James McCann 0 for 2. And McCann trying to drop it into right center. That'll fall in. Dell takes the turn. He heads for third. Another base hit for James McCann, who has been a hit machine as of late. He sits safely now in all 8 games since he came off the injured list. 1 for 3 tonight.
Had to inside out and fight that ball off that time to get it out into right center field. And that's big, moving that runner to third base. We've talked about Matsui. He likes to throw that splitter to the right-handed hitters, and that's a pitch that ends up in the dirt a lot.
RBI chance for Waldschmidt. Ruben Diego, the pitching coach, out to the mound. 2 outs. Del Castillo at third, McCann at first, and now this from Andrew, the homebuyer.
Catch the best deal for your house by calling me, Andrew, the homebuyer.
Brandon Pfaadt has been outstanding for the Diamondbacks so far. 6 scoreless innings. Pfaadt has thrown only 69 pitches through 6 innings. He'd like to get him as many insurance runs as he can. And an RBI chance for Waldy with men in the corners and 2 outs. Waldy has grounded out, flied out. He bats 9th. He's 0 for 2. Well, Waldschmidt had a terrific road trip. He's hit in 6 straight games. 10 for 17 in his last 6. 2 on and 2 out. Heard Mike Hazen tell us one of the reasons they did not acquire a starting pitcher today on trade deadline day. Too many teams asking about guys like Ryan Waldschmidt and Tommy Troy and some others. Not going to give up any young players on this big league roster. It was after that split finger. It's a ball and a strike. Same pitch, same result. It's 1-2. Taking advantage of the youngster's aggressiveness at the plate. Del Castillo is at third. McCann's at first. Tried it a third time. Del lays off, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Corbin would be next. He's yet to see a fastball here. 3 consecutive splitters. And he goes after a 4th. Matsui strands 2. We're through 6, and it's 3-0 Diamondbacks.
You're investing.
Back here at Chase Field, and it has been 6 scoreless for Brandon Pfaadt. Diamondbacks lead it 3-0. There were a lot of health updates today. It is a Monday, of course, after that long road trip, and Torey Lovello had a lot to say about guys that are on the mend. Michael Soroka, guys, 4 innings, about 65 pitches in Reno tomorrow, so that tells you how close he is. And then you have Jordan Lawler also ready to play for Reno, and then Justin Martinez, he's on a Tuesday-Friday schedule. He'll pitch tomorrow for Visalia. Blake Walston, he's coming off Tommy John, will report to Reno, and Dre Jameson as well.
Arenado, long throw at third. He got him. Nolan Arenado, 10 Gold Gloves, and he gets Machado for the first out in the 7th. Another 1 pitch out for Brandon Pfaadt, who's at 70 pitches through 6 1/3.
What a play. Watch how he never stops his feet. He keeps running into foul territory, throws on the move as well as any player I've ever seen. Yeah, most third basemen would plant that right foot and try to make a strong throw across the diamond. Nolan just throws on the move.
He has been sensational since day one. Boy, you want to always put a little star next to some of the Diamondback defensive plays. It's a star-filled scorecard here tonight.
Yeah,
the defense has been sensational. Ty France 0 for 2 now. That is high and foul. It's 0-2 with the Padre first baseman. Had that great catch by Kepler to win the 6th. He likely robbed Cronenworth of a home run. And then the dazzling play at third by Arenado to start the 7th.
It's 0-2 on France.
Once again, not a strike that time with the sweeper, but a perfect location. 0-2. Started out there on the outside corner. Looks like it might be a strike and then dips off the outside part.
Brandon Pfaadt going back to that second inning in St. Louis, the start that opened up the last road trip, has now thrown 18 consecutive scoreless innings. Couldn't get into offer at the curve. Brandon has set down 12 of the last 13 he's faced. 75 pitches, 48 for strikes. Did he offer? He did not, says Paul Clemens. It's a full count, 3-2. Jackson Merrill on deck. Bullpen quiet behind Pfaadt. France has been a really tough out lately, hitting .413 in his last 20 games, including 6 homers. It's been a terrific signing by the Padres. 8th pitch of the at-bat right here. And that's the first walk issued by Brandon Pfaadt tonight. France aboard with 1 out ahead of Jackson Merrill. The thing about Brandon Pfaadt, since he's come back 5-0 in 6 starts, he's not striking out a ton of guys, but when you're this efficient, that's what you want. That keeps the pitch count down. He gets deep into games like tonight.
Not striking out a lot of guys, not walking a lot of guys.
Takes a lot of pitches to strike guys out. He'll take the soft contact. Nice change up there. That looked like something out of the Merrill Kelly repertoire. First pitch change up to Merrill. He has one of 3 San Diego hits, a single in the second. This is headed toward the left field corner. Kepler will give it a look, but it's on the other side of the netting. Merrill a home run yesterday in San Diego as they swept the Giants. Another San Diego bat that has come alive lately. .396 for Merrill in his last 14 games. It's 0-2. Just foul at first.
Changeup maybe caught a little bit too much plate that time. Ahead in the count 1-2. I'm sure he wanted to either keep that down below the zone or off the zone away. Fortunately, pulled foul.
Outfield is straight away for Merrill. One thing that has helped him lately with the production over the last couple of weeks, he's using the whole field a lot more than he was earlier this year. Up there in a 2-strike count. Frank Stammen, the Padres manager, said they've recently been seeing the Jackson Merrill they all remember, want, and love. He can go to left field or right over the shortstop. He can go to left center. Hit homers to dead center field. They can use pole to pole, line to line. This is gonna stay playable. Long way to go for Nolan, deep in foul territory, and he's under it for out number 2. Brings up Luis Rengifo, who is in left field tonight. .84 pitches for Pfaadt, 54 strikes.
When You throw as many strikes as Brandon Pfaadt has been throwing, that's when you get good defense behind you. You're throwing strikes, you're working quickly.
Everybody's engaged.
Everybody's engaged, up on their toes as soon as that ball gets into the hitting zone.
You can see how efficient he has been. This is his longest inning of the night so far. Fastball well above the top bar. It's 1-1 on Rengifo. Brandon Pfaadt 5-0 in 6 starts since his return from Reno. In those previous 6 starts, he's allowed a total of only 7 runs. So far tonight, 6 2/3 scoreless against the Padres. This is getting a little more frequent. And Campusano would be next. He doubled in the 5th. One of only 3 San Diego hits.
And some bodies starting to move around in that Diamondbacks bullpen down in the left field corner.
Juan Murillo getting loose. You lose Rengifo here, you bring Campusano up to the plate as the tying run. Three-1 on the way. And that is by Marte into right. And Campusano will indeed get a chance here. 2 on and 2 out. Just the 4th hit for San Diego.
Yeah, the difference in quality of swings that you get when the hitter's ahead in the count as opposed to when you're ahead in the count as a pitcher. Much more aggressive swing. Topspin grounder sneaks through into right field.
Brandon Pfaadt so far 18 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings. Murillo, the right-hander in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Brian Kaplan, the pitching coach, out to the mound. Campusano so far, the catcher, has flied out and doubled down the left field line. Ramon De Jesus out there to break up the meeting. Campusano's had a hot bat as he steps in right here. He is 9 for his last 21 and hitting .308 on the year. Ty France is at second. Luis Rengifo is at first with 2 outs. Rolled to short. Backhanded by Perdomo. Arenado's got it. Throw to first. Gets behind Tawa. France will score. Rengifo into third. And the Diamondback defense, which has been stellar all night long, gives up a run. A tough play between third and short.
More time. Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough play for either defender on the left side. Arenado cuts in front of Perdomo and makes a play on the grounder right there, but then the spin move and throw is in the dirt and well offline over to Tim Tawa at first base.
And given this situation, here comes Torey Lovullo. You want swing and miss, and Murillo is your swing and miss guy. He's the best chance you have right now to get an out without putting the ball into play. And so with 2 runners on in what is now a 3-1 game, they'll look for the strikeout. And Murillo is on his way in. That's a single and an E5. The error on Arenado. No RBI in what is now a 3-1 game. We're back in a moment on D-backs TV. Brandon Pfaadt sensational again tonight for the Diamondbacks, but a little bit of a bump in the road here in the 7th inning. The Padres have got a 1-run home, helped in part by a throwing error by Nolan Arenado. They have 2 runners on and 2 outs. Sander Bogaerts, the veteran shortstop, is the hitter, and he'll face Juan Murillo. 48 appearances, made 4 appearances on the last trip, all scoreless, including back-to-backs at Pittsburgh. He last worked Saturday in the win at Cleveland.
53 punch outs and just over 44 innings of work for Juan. That's what you're looking for right here.
Rengifo at third, Campusano at first. 2 outs, a run home for the Padres. Bogaerts has singled and flied out. He's 1 for 2. Looking for exactly that swing and miss. He gasses up at 99, and it's 0-1. See that OPS for Bogart, that has cratered. It's his lowest since his rookie year with Boston in 2014. He's had a tough season offensively. Right there, and it's 0-2. This is when Murillo is at his best. Very aggressive, challenging hitters in the zone with that fastball.
You don't really have to worry too much about the base runner over at first. Campusano does not have good speed and doesn't figure to be running, so just focus on that hitter and catch him.
He's down there at first. Rengifo at third after the error by Arenado. It's 0-2 on Xander Bogaerts. Got him. Woo. That's what you want. 100. And Murillo puts him away. Time to stretch. First to 4 against the Padres, and the Diamondbacks have a 3-1 lead.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Arizona Diamondbacks and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, the Diamondbacks have won 14 of their last 20 over that stretch, averaging a major league best 5.9 runs per game. So far, 3 has been enough. Behind the defense around Brandon Pfaadt and his outstanding pitching through 6 2/3. Corbin Carroll 0 for 3. Starts off the home half of the 7th against left-hander Yuki Matsui. 3 runs, 6 hits for the Diamondbacks, 1 run, 5 hits for the Padres. Corbin's going to need a new stick. That's fouled away on that sinker. It's 0-2. Corbin goes into this one with a 15-game on-base streak. He homered Saturday at Cleveland, but so far tonight 0 for 3. And to think about Corbin during that 15-game on-base streak, he's hit just .217. So he'd like to get a little more consistency. Now the power's been there. He's got 8 extra base hits in the 15 games, including 3 homers, but just haven't seen him catch fire like we all have anticipated he might.
And we know what happens when Corbin starts getting on base with more regularity. That's when the chaos starts.
For sure. He's behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Waves at his sweeper well off the plate, and Matsui has his 2nd strikeout. Second time Corbin has punched out. He's 0 for 4. That brings up Geraldo Perdomo. Jerry has singled twice. He's 2 for 3. A lot of swing and miss from Corbin lately. Saw the pitch a little bit too late, couldn't check. And there's 1 away.
It's 109 strikeouts on the season for Corbin Carroll.
Campusano hangs on to the foul tip off the bat of Jerry, who has singled in each of his last 2 at-bats. Right-hander Jeremiah Estrada just off the injured list after right knee trouble, warming up with the Padre bullpen.
Geraldo keeps us guessing whether he's going to wear batting gloves or not. From the left side, he didn't wear any gloves. Now from the right side, he's got a pair of batting gloves on.
Mike Farron and Josh Coleman were tracking this very carefully over the last road trip, getting constant batting glove updates. It often depends, according to their in-depth research, as we get a challenge from Campusano on whether Jerry's batting left-handed or right-handed. There are different rules in terms of the batting gloves from either side of the plate. Maybe it's a strike.
San Diego has some challenges right now.
So the count is flipped. It's 1-2 on Jerry. Matsui likes that splitter against the right-handers.
Sure does.
Perdomo very active on that last road trip. 10 hits, 9 walks in the 10 games. Through St. Louis, Washington, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. And a late timeout granted by the plate umpire. Max Kepler bats third. He's on deck. No one warming up at the Diamondback bullpen. You figure Maria will get the 8th here. And Jerry fights off a slider. Juan Murillo, who was not messing around, and that at bat against Bogarts gave them exactly what they wanted, which was swing and miss to strand 2 runners and keep it a 3-1 game. Matsui giving Craig Stammen 1+ here tonight. Missed in with that slider. He got 3 outs in the 6th, Matsui, after King walked the leadoff man. Struck out Corbin to open up the 7th. Now it's full on Perdomo. And Jerry stays patient. 5th walk drawn by a Diamondback hitter. Perdomo aboard for the 3rd time tonight. And a 1-out base runner for Max Kepler. Well, it's a 4-game set against the Padres. Then beginning on Friday, it's Shohei Ohtani and the Dodgers coming in for a 3-game set. Starting on Friday, get your tickets for the matchup now. You can be here with us all weekend long. D-backs and Dodgers. D-backs.com for tickets. It's a left-on-left matchup for Kepler, so he'll head back to the dugout. And the suddenly red-hot Ildemaro Vargas will take the at-bat. And Vargas, after a 2-month drought offensively, has really come alive. Craig Stammen heading out to the mound after the mound visit here by Campusano. They have Estrada, the right-hander, warming up in their bullpen, anticipating they'd hit for Kepler, and so Stammen, the veteran reliever, has his right-hander set to go. That'll be it for Matsui, and we'll take a break. It's 3-1 Diamondbacks on D-backs TV. Well, here's right-hander Jeremiah Estrada on for the Padre bullpen. He was out with right elbow trouble earlier this year, then missed most of June and July with right knee issues. His 25th appearance on to face the pinch hitter Ildemaro Vargas, who will bat for Max Kepler.
Struck out better than a batter per inning. 28 punch outs in 23 innings. He's also walked 13. He throws a lot of 4-seam fastballs. He also has a split finger.
Well, this is why you want to flip Vargas around to the left side if you're Craig Stammen. You can see the splits. Vargas, as a right-hand batter, hitting better than 340, but he's under 240 against right-handers. So bats to the left-hand side and looks at ball 1. It's been a season of dramatic contrasts at the plate for Ildemaro Vargas, to say the least. Had that long hit streak, 24 games to start the year, then really slumped for 2 months. And he's heating up now. Since July the 3rd, he's hit nearly 330. One out, Perdomo at first. Fastball's in there at 95. Vargas batting for Kepler. Marte, the on-deck hitter. Morrow punches it to second, backhanded by Cronenworth. Bogarts cannot turn 2. But they cut down the lead man, Perdomo.
Sounded like he got jammed, or maybe hit it off the end of the bat. Kind of a thunk when he made contact right there. And Marcus hustling down the line, prevents the double play, and keeps the inning going for Cattell.
Well, to get Cattell going, Michael King wanted no part of him. He walked him twice. And then Marte tapped back to the mound his last time up. Fastball at the belt for a strike. Cattell challenging that pitch, which appeared to be well inside the strike zone. ABS gives us some confirmation. Diamondbacks are out of challenges. Twice tonight, James McCann was the first one. The Diamondbacks challenge pitches that did not appear to be in doubt. And now they're without any challenges for the rest of the game. Marte softly to second for Cronenworth. Estrada gets 2 big outs. We go to the 8th inning, leading 3-1. Oh boy, look at this. You can pick up your exclusive Serpientes Cebu Globe at the ballpark. It's on Saturday, August 22nd. That's the big date to write down. Diamondbacks will take on the Cincinnati Reds. The exclusive Serpientes Cebu Globe, courtesy of Estrella Jalisco. Get your tickets at tbacks.com. The date again, August 22nd. Tonight, 1st to 4 against the Padres. 3-1 Diamondbacks. Ildemaro Vargas, who hit for Max Kepler, remains in the game at first base. Tim Tawa moves from first to left, replacing Kepler. And Jorge Barosa takes over in center for Ryan Waldschmidt. Sungmoon Song, the number 9 man, leads off the Padre 8th against Juan Murillo. Song has grounded out twice, once into a double play. Song shows bunt, pulls back, takes a strike on 2-0. Padres paid a $3 million posting fee to the KBO's Kiwoom Heroes to sign Song, who got a 4-year, $15 million deal. Played 9 seasons in the KBO, had an outstanding career there. Want to keep him off the bases. He's got good speed. He's got Tatis behind him. It's 3-1. '98's in there, full count. Song, Tatis, Cronenworth, 9-1-2 in the San Diego 8th. Up the middle and into center. 6th hit for the Padres, and here comes Tatis as the tying run.
Right back over the box.
Now some work to do. Here is Tatis, the leadoff hitter, 0 for 3.
Trailing by 2, I wouldn't expect the Padres to run, but Song does have good speed, 11 stolen bases in 14 attempts.
Change up, first pitch. Tatis not expecting that from Murillo. Tatis in his last 15 games has 14 runs batted in. He's been hot. Song bluffs and holds. Fastball up high. All the critical bats in this San Diego offense. Tatis, Machado, Merrill, Cronenworth have all turned things around offensively over the last month. They're a hot club. Padres winners of 8 of their last 9 coming in. Changeup sails away, and it's 2-1. Padres in winning 8 of 9 have averaged 5 runs per game. Follows up with another changeup. Boy, the other one got away from him. That was a beauty. He left it up. But Tatis swung through it.
It took some guts to throw that pitch again. Now does he go after him with heat? Yep. Got him to chase at 100. Back-to-back changeups, then blow him away at 100 miles an hour.
Speed him up, slow him down, speed him up, slow him down. The changeup slowed him down just enough to blow that 100-mile-an-hour heater right by him.
Padres bullpen is busy. Diamondbacks quiet behind Juan Murillo, who faces Jake Cronenworth, the second baseman, 0 for 3. San Diego tying run at the plate. 1 out in the 8th. 99 is strike 1. Cronenworth may have hit a home run in the 6th inning, only to be robbed in left field by Max Kepler, who put the glove over the wall to take it away. Peralta, the left-hander, former Rocky starter Yerman Marquez, the right-hander, in the Padre bullpen. Tim Tawa, 2 outs. Now it's Manny Machado. One more big out to get for Murillo. Machado 0 for 3. .209 on the year, but he leads the Padres in homers and RBIs. Bullpen phone is busy. .100 miles an hour fouled away. Left-hander Brandon Garcia in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Fly ball to right. Corbin Carroll all the way to the warning track, all the way to the wall, and he's got it. Murillo strands the leadoff single and gets us to the home half of the 8th inning, leading 3-1. Another impressive outing for the right-hander Juan Murillo, who got a strikeout to end trouble in the 7th and stranded a leadoff single in the 8th. Machado gave this a ride the other way.
Yeah, 99 right in on his hands, but that shows you how strong Manny Machado is. He muscles it out there. Corbin had to change directions a couple times, but ultimately makes the catch out there in front of the barrier.
Nolan Arenado will lead off the home half of the 8th against the new pitcher for the Padres, the left-hander Wandy Peralta, who's had a rough go of it as of late. He's been scored on in 5 of his last 7 appearances out there for the 50th time this year. Nolan walked his last time up. He's 0 for 2. Arenado, Del Castillo, and Tawa 5, 6, and 7. 2 up in the home half of the 8th inning. Garcia continues to warm up in the Diamondback bullpen. Looks like he'll get the 9th inning. France, Merrill, and Rengifo scheduled up for San Diego. That's 4, 5, and 6 in the Padre lineup. Oh boy, Ramon De Jesus. What are we doing? What are we doing? That is not close. And Arenado punches it into right field. The leadoff single, no one aboard for the 2nd time tonight.
Nice controlled swing that time. Head, as always, right down the barrel of the bat as he makes contact and shoots that through the right side to lead off the inning.
Chance for Dell, who singled and scored in the 4th, just ahead of the Tim Tawa 3-run homer that has been all the scoring for the Diamondbacks tonight.
Oh, man.
And Dell bunts it first base side. Peralta has one play, and they move Arenado along.
That's a dangerous situation. You got 2 of the slowest runners on the Diamondbacks roster trying to put down a sac bunt. Now, last time they did throw out Arenado at second base. It's a little better bunt this time to first base side, and Peralta only has the play at first.
We'll see if Tawa, who has 2 hits, including the home run, can drive in an insurance run here. Tim 2 for 3. the changeup's at the knees for a strike. Here's a look from Dirt Cam. Our director Brian Moss goes out there with a shovel before every game and does some gardening. Plants his camera in there. Good change up from Peralta. It's 1-2. James McCann, the on deck hitter. There's Dirt Cam right there. He wouldn't even know it was there.
Now, if you leave that there and water it every day, does it grow into like a camera that Mickey uses?
That's an excellent point. I'll have to ask Mick. He'll know. McCann singled his last time up. It's 2-2 on Tim Tower. He won't bite at that slider in the dirt. Full count. Peralta's ERA had been 2.19 back in late July. It's up to 3.21 since July the 20th. We mentioned he'd been scored on now 5 of his last 7 times out there. Towell bounces it to short. Bogarts makes a terrific stop, but he can't make a play. Towell's aboard, and Arenado's in at third. That's the 3rd hit tonight for Tim Towell.
Nice stop that time. You see where Bogart starts from. He was over in the hole between 3rd and short a little bit. Gets leather on it, but can only knock it down.
Boy, you would love to pick up a pad run right here.
Yeah.
1st and 3rd, 1 out. McCann is 1 for 3. He swung the bat extremely well lately. Ruben Niebla, the pitching coach, with a slow walk out to the mound. 3 hits for Tim Towell, ties a career high tonight. And while we have a moment, we'll remind you you can purchase a special event ticket pack for the game August 7th against the Dodgers. That's coming up this weekend. And you can get a D-backs golf hat. All purchases include a limited edition D-backs rope hat and a ticket to the game against the Dodgers. That's coming up Friday, August 7th. dbacks.com/golf, the place to get your special event ticket package. Dave McKay coaching at first. J.R. House at third. Tao is at first base. Arenado's at third. 1 away from McCann, who has it safely now in all 8 games since he came off the injured list.
And McCann has that big hole on the right side of the field. You see Gabby Lane wide open right through there. Please.
Uh-oh, you're off on your telestrating. That's a foul ball. What's going on there?
I don't know.
It's technology. Maybe Joan can come over and help you.
Oh, geez.
Strike. How about McCann? 16 for 31 in his last 8 games, including tonight. And he's got another base hit. Arenado's home, and it's 4-1. Towers on the move. J.R. House going to stop him there. Hits an RBI double for James McCann. Boy, he has been in very limited spurts one of their most productive hitters as of late. Had the 4-hit game at Pittsburgh, the 3-hit game at Cleveland, an RBI single tonight against the Padres, 104 off the bat.
Get the bat on the ball, good things tend to happen. RBI double down into that left field corner. Stay hot.
And you know what that means. The D-backs double gets you $15 off your next Uber Eats order of $30 or more. Just use code D-backs 2026. First at bat tonight for Jorge Barrosa, shows bunt, infield in, and that's foul at the first base line. He nearly got it by Ty France at first. Jorge took over in the top half of the inning in center field for Ryan Walshman after Waldy was 0 for 3. 3 hits in the inning against Peralta, who has struggled again for the Padres. Infield in. France is halfway in from first. Barossa has been a much better hitter this year, batting right-handed. He's a switch hitter. Right side of the plate has been his favorite side this year. OPS is about 300 points higher batting right-handed than it is lefty. It's a ball and a strike. Squares again, and again it's fouled at first.
Not sure if he's doing that intentionally. It almost looks like he's trying to punch the ball past Ty France at first base. We used to do that, or try to do that, against Todd Helton. Similar situations, Helton would charge so hard that we felt the best chance you had of getting down about was to push it past him right down the first baseline.
France backs off now a little bit with 2 strikes. Jorge, that changeup sailed on Peralta. Campusano able to get a glove on it. It's 2-2. Corbin Carroll would be next. Tao is at third. McCann's at second with 1 out. Barossa to center. Plenty deep enough. Merrill all the way to the track. Here comes Tao. McCann tags for third. RBI for Barossa. And it's 5-1.
Attaboy.
Well, couldn't get the sacrifice bunt down. He'll settle for the sac fly RBI.
And heads up base running right there by James McCann as well. The trail runner on that play realized that Merrill was going to be so deep when he made the catch. No chance to throw Mac out at third base.
Corbin 0 for 4. He has struck out twice. And there's a strike. Barossa knows he got the job done. It's a 1 through 9 lineup. That's what Torlovello has been saying. This thing has gelled. They're not sitting around waiting for the 3-run homer anymore. They have created, in the words of their manager, an offensive identity. They're tough. They care about the right things. And that's been on display here tonight. It's 1-2. Corbin struck out 3 times yesterday. He's punched out twice so far tonight. Not since April of last season, as he had back-to-back games with at least 3 strikeouts. It's 1-2.
I love to see that, a veteran player in Ildemaro Vargas putting his arm around Barossa's shoulder and kind of explaining something about the play. Maybe that attempted bunt to the first base side. That's how you learn the fine points of the game.
Perdomo, who has singled twice and walked, would be next. McCann down there at third with 2 outs. Sinker misses in. It's full. All smiles in the Diamondback dugout. Off the side of the mound, Bogarts comes in from short. And they just do get Corbin Carroll. 2 runs home in the 8th, a 5-1 lead for the Diamondbacks. James McCann, the RBI double. And Jorge Barossa delivers another run. To the 9th inning we go, leading 5-1.
Start your legacy.
A chance for a series opening win against the Padres. Diamondbacks have 5-1 lead as we start the 9th inning. Steve Berthune, Bob Brenly along the way. Jody Jackson and Mark Grace coming up. The post-game show follows. Casino Arizona Talking Stick Resort sponsors the post-game show. Jorge Barossa, one of the 2 RBIs in the bottom of the 8th inning, setting the stage for the left-hander Brandon Garcia. Top 9, 36 appearances for Brandon, including his first 3 career saves. He has saves in both his 2 previous outings, Wednesday at Pittsburgh, then Friday at Cleveland. Out there with a 4-run lead here tonight. Ty France 0 for 2 with a walk, leads off the Padre 9th. You never know up there. A little bit high for ball 1.
One thing the Diamondbacks, I think, would have liked to have had if they could have pulled another deal off today on trade deadline day is another left-handed reliever, so that you could use Garcia more consistently in closing situations. Now he's got a 4-run lead there, but if you had another lefty you could go to if you need be in the 6th, 7th, or 8th inning, you could save Garcia for the 9th, where he's been so effective. Just like that, because he has been going right after these guys, and he has been nothing short of dominant. 26-year-old rookie, cool as a cucumber out there. Didn't offer, says Paul Clemens. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jackson Merrill on deck, then it's Luis Rengifo. One more look. Yep, he checked. Foul ball. It's not easy keeping Ty France out of the hit column as of late. He has multiple hits in 6 of his last 9 games, including 3 straight. Merrill on deck, then it's Rengifo. France was a great signing to play first base for the Padres. Signed a minor league deal just as spring training was getting underway. He's been a big contributor for San Diego this year. Lifts this to right field, fairly deep. It's out toward the pool. Corbin Carroll backpedaling to the warning track, and there's one away. Padres have hit a number of fly balls out there, but the Diamondbacks have had just enough ballpark.
Yep, just enough ballpark. Including that drive, who hit that?
Machado, I think.
Machado?
Yeah, to end the 8th. There's been a number of them out there. It's been kind of weird. Jackson Merrill a single his first time up tonight. He's 1 for 3. There's the strike. T-Mobile and ABS gives us a look. Did this catch the inside corner? It did.
Always confirmed San Diego has 1 challenge.
Well, the Padres down 4 runs in the 9th inning with 2 challenges. You might as well use them. Can't take them with you. And it's been an erratic strike zone tonight for Ramon DeJesus. Waves and a sweeper, and it's 0-2.
Why should tonight be any different from every other game he works to play? Nice sweeper right there. Starts it on the outer third of the plate and breaks it over into the right-handed batter's box.
Popped up third base side. Perdomo calling for it. 2 outs. And Rengifo, last man standing for the Padres. Jody and Gracie standing by. Post-game show follows. We're back tomorrow at 6 o'clock with Eduardo Rodriguez on the mound against, well, who knows for the Padres. Yeah. Robbie Ray, Casey Mize, you never know.
The bullpen game.
Boy, Erod was sensational in that start. His last one on that road trip when they really needed length. He was brilliant, and he gets the ball here tomorrow night.
Yeah, you don't want to miss that one.
3 straight lefties the rest of this series. Erod, Bratt, and Drake, the 2 rookies. Out of play.
Boy, a huge tip of the cap to Brandon Pfaadt tonight. Unfortunately, Torrey had to go through a whole bunch of bullpen on that road trip. There were 4 or 5 relievers almost every night. But Brandon Pfaadt gets into the 7th inning, so Torrey can use his bullpen in an orderly fashion, hopefully to bring this one home.
Perdomo backhands, tough play, and he makes it. And the Diamondbacks take the opener this 4-game set with the Padres. They keep San Diego behind them in the wild card race, and it's a 5-1 final. Tim Tao with a big hit, that 3-run homer in the 4th.
Great pitching, great defense, timely hitting. That's the formula to win ball games. Big win here to win the first game of the series against the Padres.
And Brandon Pfaadt, outstanding, 6-0 in 7 starts since his recall for the minor leagues. Jody Jackson and Mark Grace talk to Tim Tao, and we come back. Post-game show is next. 5-1, Diamondbacks win it. Back in a moment.